Hi, good afternoon. My name is Chelsea Sturgeon, and today I'll be performing two monologues. The first is Defying Gravity by Jane Anderson, followed by As You Like It by William Shakespeare. I remember a reporter asked me what I thought of my mother going into space. I didn't want to answer, so I hid my face behind my grandmother's purse, and my grandmother gave me a lifesaver to quiet me down, which I put in my pocket for later. Then my mother joined us. She showed the reporter some of the things she was taking with her into space. She had a journal, and in the journal was a bookmark I had made for her. I had drawn a rocket and stars and Saturn with the rings. I even ironed it between two pieces of wax paper so that it would be protected from the gamma rays. Then my mother showed the reporter something her class had given her. I was jealous. I just wanted to give her something else, so I took out the lifesaver. It was fuzzy from the lining of my pocket, and while my mother and reporters talked, I tried to make the lifesaver presentable. I told myself, if I don't get all the lint off this lifesaver, my mother will not come back. And finally, my mother crouched down next to me. She was wearing her blue spacesuit. Touched the patches on her shoulders. She looked so beautiful. Finally, I held out my lifesaver. It was sticky from the sweat of my palm, and my mother took it, put it in her pocket, and I knew everything was going to be okay. When I watched my mother's ship take off, I saw it go straight into the sky and just disappear. When my grandmother told me that my mother went to heaven, I had just thought heaven was a part of outer space. I was so excited because I thought she'd come back with all kinds of neat presents, like a plastic harp or a pair of angel wings. I even went to the mailbox every day looking for a postcard with clouds on it or a 3D picture of God. And when I didn't hear from her, I got very angry. I told my father that I hated her, and when he told me she perished in a rocket, I just said that wasn't true. And she left us. She found a family she liked better. When he asked me why I thought that, I just said it was because I never saw her dead. But the reason I gave myself for why my mother didn't come back was I couldn't get all the lint off of the lifesaver. Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, yet he talks well. But what care I for words? But words do well when he who speaks them pleases those that hear. He is a pretty youth, not very pretty, but sure he's proud, and yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion, and faster than his tongue did make offense, his eye did heal it up. He's not very tall, but for his years, he is tall. His leg is but so-so, yet it is well. There is a redness in his lip, a riper, more lusty red than mixed in his cheek. It's just the difference between the navel damask and lusty red. There are women Sylvius, who had marked him in parcels as I did, who would have gone near to fall in love with him. And, but for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not, and yet I have more cause to hate him and to love him. For what did he to do to chide at me? He said mine eyes were black, my hair black, and now I am remembered, scorned at me.